Coronavirus is making a comeback. The US reported over 100,000 infections on Wednesday, crossing the mark after 6 months. Now, Reuters data showed that the 7-day average of the US's reported cases has now reached 95,000, 5 times that than when it was being reported last month. Now, the latest surge, fueled by the highly transmissible Delta variant, has been accounted to low vaccination rates in certain states, along with relaxation in masking guidelines. On your screen, you can see the states which are reporting the highest COVID-related hospital admissions. These are Florida, Texas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi. Now, these are also the 7 states with the lowest vaccination numbers.
They're among the worst affected states, Louisiana. It's all southern states. A combination of we have lots of the Delta variant and low vaccination coverage. So especially up in northern Florida, where vaccination coverage is similar to the low numbers, similar to Louisiana, more lower, especially among younger age groups. So among those over the age of 65, it's not too bad. It's similar to the North less. I mean, instead of 99%, you have 80% or 85%, but down in when you go to the younger age groups, then that's where you see the big disparity, and that's just piling into hospitals now.
Earlier this week, US's top infectious disease expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, issued a warning that the infection tally number could double soon if Americans don't take action. Fauci also said that the government is planning to give booster shots to immunocompromised Americans.
Immunocompromised individuals are vulnerable. The reason is that it is clear now from the observational data that was made that they do not make, in general, with some exceptions, but in general, do not make an adequate response that we feel would be adequately protective. So in this regard, it is extremely important for us to move to get those individuals their boosters. And we are now working on that and will make that be implemented as quickly as possible, because for us and for the individuals involved, it is a very high priority.
The surge comes at a time when states across America are looking at reopening schools. Note that in the US, only children over the age of 12 are eligible to get the jab against COVID-19. With this, if schools reopen and the cases continue to rise, hundreds and thousands of kids will be put at risk.
We've always seen big waves of COVID-19 occur, and they drop off as suddenly as they rise. The difference, though, in the U.S. is this coincides with schools opening, and so I'm not as confident that the drop that we saw in the UK will apply to the U.S., and that's a big worry.
Now, Tokyo continues to report increasing number of COVID-19 cases. This comes as the government expands restrictions to 8 more regions just days ahead of the Olympic closing ceremony. Now, the Olympic host city is under a state of emergency as it witnesses an exponential growth in COVID-19 cases. Now, the rising number of infections is driven by the highly infectious Delta variant. On Thursday, Tokyo reported more than 5,000 COVID-19 cases. Just last week, the city had recorded more than 3,800 and close to 2,000 a week before that. Now, cases are increasing all over the country. According to local media, Japan reported more than 15,000 cases on Thursday for the first time. Prefectures in Japan have banned restaurants and bars from selling alcohol, and they are allowed to remain open until 8 p.m. Other parts of Japan are likely to face similar restrictions. The spike in COVID-19 cases comes as Tokyo Olympics are in full swing. Meanwhile, Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga maintains that there is no connection between the Olympics and the rising COVID infections. Authorities are yet to decide whether spectators would be allowed in Paralympic events.
Because of traffic restrictions, remote work, and the cooperation of the public, the flow of people in downtown Tokyo has not increased compared to the situation before the start of the Olympics. I do not believe that the Olympics has resulted in an increase in COVID-19 infections so far. Regarding the Paralympic spectators, after the Olympics end, a decision will be made by the five-party meeting.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.